Hi, Shawn Driscoll here, and welcome back to the TQ Assessment Follow-Up video series. I'm Shawn Driscoll from ShawnDriscoll.com, and I'm excited to bring to you today another video installment to really help you understand how to use the power of the TQ assessment results, the Trailblazer Quotient results that you have in your hands, and really use that in a powerful way in your business. So we've already talked about how knowing what your Trailblazer Quotient is can help you find your unique profit path to being a leader and an innovator in your space. And now what we're going to do is talk about what impact the TQ has on your ideal audience, your niche, your market, whatever word you use. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Alright, so by now you're familiar with the model where we have intimacy, inspiration, information, and innovation. And the orientation to ideas and information versus community and connection, and breadth of reach and subject matter, and depth of reach and subject matter. And so today what we're going to talk about is the influence that this has on your customers and what they will invest in. Because it's not enough to know your niche. It's not enough to know the problem you solve or the market space you're in, or have clarity around what it is you do. You also have to really understand what your clients are willing and ready to invest in, what will have influence and impact for them, so that they will follow you. Because the Trailblazer Quotient is all about you stepping into your unique leading edge, being a leader requires that you have a tribe of followers of some type and that you really have a relationship with them. So we're going to talk about what this means each type by each type. When we're talking about customers who will invest in intimacy-based business solutions, you are talking about customers who value community and connection and who want the ability to have a depth of experience. And so these are customers who value connection, customization, quality, and a proven process. So when you are marketing and messaging your work, if you are an intimacy business, what you really need to do is communicate your point of difference, that you offer personalized service, custom service, premium service, convey the message of connection, of depth, of quality. Really speak to what these customers value so that they can make a discerning choice to work with you as a leader in your area or expertise. On the inspiration side, customers who tend to invest in inspiration type solutions, these are people who really like community. They want a broad range of subject matter sometimes, and they also really value access. They want to have access to you, the leader, to other people having like-minded experiences. They value experience, so they love going to a place where there's a lot of energy or enthusiasm. There's an overall positive experience happening. These are also people who will invest in mentorship and or who really value working with someone or having someone that they can aspire to be like, something aspirational. So not only is it an inspirational thing, but they want to aspire to have the lifestyle or the impact or the income or something that the leader or expert possesses and represents. These people aspire to that, and they will invest in that. Those who invest in information, though, like to have access to ideas, to content, to information. And so what these people really are investing in and value is high on the learning scale. These are people who love to learn. Typically, if a customer or a client will continue to invest in information products and services, it's because these are people who are passionate learners. They love to learn how-to information, things that simplify their own learning curve, new ideas. So they also really like systems. step by step, how to, here's a process, something that they can do independently. Because there's also a tendency in this space for those who invest here, who will invest significant dollars in information, they have an independent streak in them. They tend to be people who want to do it themselves. They want to master something themselves, maybe before they delegate it. Or maybe they don't delegate at all. Or maybe they want to master it because of their penchant for learning. So they have an independent streak, a high value on learning, and they really value having access to how-to and systematic ways for information to be presented to them so they can consume it and apply it to their lives. Lastly, we're going to talk about our innovators. People who tend to invest in innovation type businesses and solutions are collaborators. These are people who like to be in collaborative communities. They want to have a say, they want to have a voice in what's happening, how things are taking shape. They want to feel like they're making a contribution to the product, to the experience, to the group, to the thinking partnership. They also highly value insider status. These are people who love the fact that they know that they're in on something that not everybody else is in on, or that they have access to something that's brand new. You know, they're the early adopters. They probably go out and invest in technology before other people. There's some way that they're expressing that desire to be first, to be out there, to be on the edge, and experimenting. They also really love fresh and new. You know, once something's been there, done that, tried and true, they've lost interest in it. So clients who will invest in innovative and innovation businesses, you really want to appeal to that insider track part of them, the part of them that wants to be on the leading edge. You want to involve them in giving feedback, product feedback, ideas, thinking partnership, because that's what they value and they will invest in that experience. So the way that you can use the TQ is to understand the underlying profile of your ideal clients. So if you are an intimacy business that also has information products, you want to be appealing to a market base that values connection and community and love of learning, and that's the profile of your ideal client. If you are, this is a really common one, inspiration business backed up by information business. This is a very common model in the coaching and consulting industry, where you see someone who has a very inspirational and maybe even aspirational business. It's something that people respect and admire and want to emulate or become like. They're very inspired by what this person has accomplished or what they represent. And they create large events and memberships, and they also back it up with information products that you can, so that you can learn and do some of it yourself and learn how to and follow the system. Quite often, the people who buy over here, they're buying over here because they want that inspirational experience and access to information that they feel they couldn't get somewhere else. Access to insider information or how-to information that's not readily available unless they invest. However, what you will notice, and what I've noticed in particular, is that customers tend to have buying patterns. So, and you can look at yourself as a prime example. Ask yourself, what have I invested the most in when it comes to my business? Have I invested the most in information products? Have I invested the most in inspirational large events, large learning venues, experiences, places to connect and have community? Have I invested the most in small, intimate support, personalized support, custom support? Have I invested the most in getting access to the latest and greatest information or technology, or somebody who can really take me to the edge of my leadership and my thinking and provoke my thoughts, provoke my creativity, really allow me to express myself? And you'll notice that you have a pattern, and so do your clients. They buy in patterns. And so what you can do is determine, based on your own TQ, your own Trailblazer quotient, where you fall, and appeal to customers who want to buy there. One of the greatest and most missed opportunities is not understanding the landscape of the market. Every niche, every market has customers who will buy in every quadrant. Quite often though, what happens, and what I see happen a lot in the coaching and consulting industry right now, is that people want to emulate these aspirational, inspirational businesses. And so they try to do what the leaders over here are doing, which is great, except this becomes a very crowded quadrant. And many people who put themselves over here trying to do the, inspire and inform model, right? Events, large-scale programs and information products model, the typical pyramid or funnel. What happens is if you force yourself over here, even though that's not your natural TQ, two things are going to go wrong. Number one, you're going to lose customers because your customers probably want to buy over here. They want to buy intimacy or innovation. They want to buy connection. They want to buy depth. And if you force yourself into a model that's not right for you and your customers will leave. Secondly, you will become drained. You will become drained because you're trying to force fit yourself into a model and a business strategy that isn't right for you, that doesn't leverage your strengths, your talents, your gifts, your brilliance, and your relationship with your list. By the same token, if you are strong over here and you try to go this way, you're going to have problems because it doesn't scale for you. So it's really important that you be honest with where you belong and what part of the landscape you can corner the market on. Because when everybody's jockeying over here to corner the market on these large-scale models, you have a perfect opportunity if you are an innovator or an intimacy-based business to corner that market for those people who will not buy over here. I look at my buying habits and I almost never buy over here in the inspiration thing because large venue events are not my style. I don't learn well in that setting. And I rarely actually invest in information products. So in my 10 years in business, I've only bought a handful, less than 5 information products because I also don't learn well that way. Where I do invest heavily, innovation. If I do buy an information product, it's always something new and different and innovative that I want to learn about. And if I do invest in coaching or a community or a membership, I will do it in a much smaller scale. So I'd rather invest in a think tank experience than I would a large event. I would much rather buy a private coaching than group coaching. I would much rather buy a VIP day than a platinum program. That's my buying habit. You have to look at your customers and what it is they buy and decide how to structure your offering so that they'll be excited to invest with you. And the TQ can help point the way. So I hope you're really having fun with the TQ assessment and really seeing how understanding your unique TQ, your unique Trailblazer quotient, can help you uncover your own unique leading edge and invite you to continue to watch the series. Next time we're going to cover some other great information about the common Trailblazer traps to avoid so that you don't get into trouble using the TQ with yourself and with your business. So until next time, this is Shawn Driscoll. Lead a life of difference.